What will the second season of American Horror Story look like? My guess it's going to be a big loaf of craze balls with a side of insane sauce. That's what it's going to be. But we've got some hints in case you don't know. We've got good news for Joss Whedon's fans to start out the new year. And plus, we'll have our first multiverse check-in for 2012. Everybody, Mrs. Nigel, a great interview. You don't want to miss it. That's right. Slice is back.
Covering all the news from every dark corner of the universe.
Warning, effects of time shifting may occur.
This is Dr. Michio Kaku.
I'm Peter Mayhew.
This is Trisha Helfer, number 6 from Battlestar Galactica.
Hi, this is Colin Ferguson of Sci-Fi Channel's Eureka, and you're listening to Slice of Sci-Fi.
SliceofSciFi.com.
Hey, welcome everyone. I found the Higgs boson. I am Michael Armenengay.
I found the Biggs hoson. I'm Brian Brown.
I am the Higgs boson. I'm Sam Roberts.
I know the way to San Jose, and I am Tim Adamick.
I know nothing of what these people speak. I am Paduan Noah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! We're back again, folks. Yes, we're back on our regular schedule, and let's get down to the news.
And now, the news.
So, we've talked about this a little bit amongst ourselves a couple times, and if you've been clamoring for a sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space...
And why wouldn't you have?
Right.
I'm all about it.
Our next story is great news, folks.
Really?
So, and according to Blaster, the Chiodo brothers, creators of the original, are getting ready for a sequel / reboot. Okay,
reboot?
Okay. Now, the trio has been teasing fans with potential new installments at horror conventions for the past several years, and it looks like that actually may happen.
No.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Now, back in June, actor Grant Kramer, who played Mike Tobacco in the first Killer Clowns, told blogger Freddy in Space that he will reprise his role and play a kind of mentor figure to the two younger characters. He will also provide an update on where production was headed at the time. He says, we had a script, we had a commitment for all our funding, but the money can't be spent until we have a distribution deal in place.
Interesting.
So that's where we're at, talking to distributors.
Wow.
Okay. Kramer also noted that the Chiodos are putting together a new batch of Killer Clowns for the occasion. The project also has a title, Return to the Killer Clowns from Outer Space in 3D.
Of course.
Well, it'd have to be.
Nothing scarier than a clown in 3D.
It's got to be the cheesiest 3D
Right?
ever.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's got to be.
the only way to go there.
Yeah, it's got to be like the Harold and Kumar one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I'm excited. That's kind of cool news.
I like it.
it is.
Terra Nova concluded its first season in mid-December and left many fans wondering if we'd see more of the Fox series.
God, I hope not.
No, not.
Fox has stated that they won't make a decision on whether we'll get a sophomore season until later in 2012, possibly waiting to see how their winter replacement shows fare before pulling the plug or giving the green light for the second season. So basically, their best hope is if the mid-season replacement shows suck.
Yeah,
Awesome.
basically.
Well, and you know what I read somewhere was that pilot episode cost them like $10 million to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pilot, folks.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an expensive show.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean producers Brandon Braga and Renee Echevarria are ready to throw in the towel. The producers tell The Hollywood Reporter they're feeling optimistic about the series' chances for a sophomore season. We're guardedly optimistic, Renee tells The Hollywood Reporter. We're hoping for good news any day. There are lots of factors in play and lots of things for the network to consider. We know we have a lot of people there who like the show, and we have a core audience that seems to like what they're doing. Part of the decision on whether to renew is the price tag for the show.
Yes.
However, the two say they aren't considering moving the show from its filming location in Australia.
They aren't.
They are not.
Wow.
Wow.
Not to make it cheaper or nothing, just no.
Well, I would think the film crews down there are probably a little cheaper than here.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know.
And Mike watched the end of the season.
I actually watched the entire season.
And
I
it
was
got better?
Every time I was ready to pull it, it just got a little better and a little better. And it pains me to say it, but I actually really kind of enjoyed the way they ended it up.
You're dead to me, Mike.
I know. I fought it. I fought it every step of the way, and I just got to the end of it and went, "Wow, that really wasn't."
Well,
horrible.
I mean, honestly, if
it wasn't it wasn't great.
If
wasn't
it's your
great.
thing and you enjoy it, hey, more power to you. Watch it with your heart's content.
Yeah.
I got too many other things that I'd much rather watch personally. So this is awesome news, by the way.
Yes.
Remember the Buffy reboot that 20th Century Fox was going to do without Joss Whedon.
Yes. Mhm.
He got staked
By Mr. Pointy.
Yeah, the LA Times Hero Complex blog reports that Whit Anderson's script was less than favorably received, leading to Anderson's dismissal from the project.
Wow.
And the movie be put into limbo.
Ooh.
Yeah, according to sources inside the studio, the script was unworkable.
Wowzers.
Oh, jeez.
Unworkable?
Unworkable.
With the amount of crap that comes out on TV, that is an amazing statement.
You've got a show about a vampire killing cheerleader.
Yeah, I know.
How can that be unworkable?
So for
How
now,
much suck do you have to write to make that unworkable?
that had to be like the most concentrated suck ever. That's all I can think
just
of.
karma coming around quick to poke you in the butt for trying to do it without Joss.
I mean, what did they do? Transform
Whack
it
on my
into
finger.
an insect-repelling science teacher or something?
Yeah.
Probably.
That could actually work.
Yeah. So, if you tuned in for the season finale of American Horror Story, and I did,
Okay.
you may have been left wondering just where the show will go in its second season. It's the craziest show on television. I can't say it's the best, but it is definitely the craziest and most interesting. It's really worth your time.
They kind of won me over when they brought in a gimp suit.
The gimp suit's
the gimp
awesome.
suit is major.
Yeah.
We've got a few hints from FX John Landgraf and series co-creator Ryan Murphy. During a recent conference call, the two revealed that each season of the show would feature a new self-contained storyline with all new characters, a fresh setting, new monsters, a different overall theme, and even a brand new title sequence. They said it is possible actors from season 1 could show up in a cameo as their character or an entirely new character as well. The one constant will be that each season's plot will be an American Horror Story with its own definition of what that is.
Huh.
I like that.
Yeah, and that is necessary because I don't see where you go.
You couldn't go any further with that. I mean, with what they did this season, they packed it as full of.
It's next on my list of to mainline. So
Dude.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about it when you do so. The show will also utilize elements of true crime stories as season 1 did with its references to the Black Dahlia and others. Murphy went on to say that fans can find hints about season 2 in the final 3 episodes of season 1.
Oh, interesting.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I've been racking my brains trying to figure out what the heck that is.
Do we have time for one more story, or do we probably can cut out?
1 minute.
Well, I'll talk you real fast. Is that Big Bang's going to hit 100 episodes?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So, and they're going to be talking about what the episode will look back at the Penny Leonard relationship, where it's been, and where it could go.
Ooh.
So, will they get back together? Will they stay apart?
Maybe.
I don't know, but it's going to be supposedly some brain
Friends with
teasers.
benefits?
Yeah, oh, God. That's scary.
As long as there's a gimp suit.
Yeah. So it's coming up real soon, folks. So keep your eyes out for that. In the meantime, I think we got some.
Other
stuff.
news.
Yeah.
Hey, Nigel, it's Web Genie. I'm stuck in the multiverse without a clue about what's going on. Can you fix that?
Thank you, Web Genie. I shall do my best. I am Nigel Blackwood, and this is the Multiverse News. Director Ridley Scott has just announced the Blu-ray release for all of the pre-trailer trailers and the trailer for the movie Prometheus. Included in the Blu-ray will be frame-by-frame commentary on each of the pre-trailer trailers and the trailer. Not only that, but this Blu-ray will also include 4.7 nanoseconds of unseen footage. Look for it wherever Blu-rays are sold. Now that Christopher Nolan has released the trailer for The Dark Knight Rises, some people are concerned about the voice of Bane. We have Christopher Nolan on the phone, ready to talk to us. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Nolan. What can you tell us about this controversy? Well, that does clear things up. Thank you, Mr. Nolan. We'll have more news right after this.
Hello, people of Earth. Did you make a New Year's resolution to lose weight? Tired of consuming the same sustenance? Well, what a piece of luck we have for you. Come to Corlac's fine establishment for eating. Here, all of the food is fresh and live. Every meal is guaranteed to be quite an adventure when the meal might be chasing you. Ha 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 ha. humor. Come and consume and exercise all that you want for a very low price. And we have free Glocknoch for all of the children. Just look for the bright blue biodome just outside of Exit 4 on Alpha Centauri. Join us, won't you?
Welcome back. I just wanted to pause a moment to wish all of you a very happy new year and to thank you for listening to Slice of Sci-Fi. Here's hoping for even more fun adventures throughout the new year. Let's take you back now to the team at the Draco Vista Studios.
Dear Kit, these really obnoxious camels showed up yesterday and tried to make off with our Christmas tree, I swear to God. We had a real tree about 1.5 feet tall that another one of my mate's parents sent, and it's gone. These camels came into our net and started eating socks and cardboard and all sorts of shit. So anyway, this one camel steps up and chomps down onto our Christmas tree, candy canes and all. It starts to drag it away, so we're pissed off now, right? We chase this dirty camel out of the net and he just doesn't drop it. He's really set on making our... Dear Kit, these really obnoxious camels showed up yesterday and tried to make off with our Christmas tree, I swear to God. We had a real tree about 1.5 feet tall that another one of my mate's parents sent, and it's gone. These camels came into our net and started eating socks and cardboard and all sorts of shit. So anyway, this one camel steps up and chomps down onto our Christmas tree, candy canes and all. It starts to drag it away, so we're pissed off now, right? We chase this dirty camel out of the net and he just doesn't drop it. He's really set on making our tree breakfast. So we start growling at him and he drops the tree. Then another guy gets some popcorn and leads all the camels down to the guys at the next tank over. Not your run-of-the-mill Christmas morning. I hope yours was less eventful. I love you, Brett.
And welcome back to more Slice of Sci-Fi. I'm Michael Armenegay.
And I'm Brian Brown. And folks, to have Byron J. Brochmann. Now, the name may not ring a whole lot of bells with you guys, but he's done a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. Primarily, he's in Terra Nova. He plays one of the guards in Terra Nova. But he also does a lot of other things, folks. He's a director. He's a writer. He's also an assistant director. He does stunt work. He is, well,
everywhere.
He's a Renaissance man, folks.
Welcome to the show, Byron.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Let's talk first a little bit about Terra Nova, because we know that Terra Nova was filming in Australia this last year.
Yep.
And obviously, you got picked.
I did, yes.
And so, So, I mean, tell us about, how was that experience? What was it like?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, the experience to work on not just one, Spielberg produced production, but a second one, right. You can't really say no, first of all. But I haven't really done all that much in terms of sci-fi either, so that was another reason to jump on board. And being filmed locally in my hometown of the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia, it makes it quite convenient as well.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, because you are also in the Pacific as well, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because you look up Byron and you say, what exactly has this guy done? And you're like, okay, well, not only did he, did stunts, utility stunts, which I'm like, what are utility stunts?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you do that, and you did wardrobe for the Pacific as well.
I did. I mean, with in terms of my career and my focus, I love working in front and behind camera. It's not coming down to one or the other. I love both. And the reason why I jump at a few different roles behind camera, whether it be stunts or costume or assistant directing, is I would like to play all the fields in terms of seeing how things are done in all aspects and all departments with the film career, So, and working with stunts, it's always exciting because, you got to amp yourself up and get ready to go just before they say action, and then you do it. And sometimes you don't get to see it, but you get either a thumbs up or a thumbs down from the stunt coordinator.
Now, with you being one of the actual characters in the show, you're not doing stunt work on Terra Nova then, are you?
No, not as of yet, but who knows what may come. And that's another thing. I'm definitely not saying no to doing my own stunts. It would be amazing.
So what does a utility stuntman do exactly? I mean, it sounds like it's obviously different than just a regular stuntman.
Yeah. There's a lot of different sort of stunts. I mean, with me, I'm more of a stunt actor because I'm not graded per se in terms of doing high dives and driving vehicles and crashing them and things like that. But when it comes to other stunts, that requires, a bit of demand from my character. You could be running past a mortar and getting blown up and, doing a backflip and landing on your back, hopefully correctly. And, other stunts in terms of firing a weapon and having to tackle someone who has a weapon. So it's not huge, but it's still very demanding.
Oh, okay. That's really
it's more interesting and makes more sense than playing a telephone, which I kind of had in my head.
Oh, Michael, you're just a card. Now let's talk about wardrobe assistant too. Like you said, you want to try all these different things. How was your experience being a wardrobe assistant?
It was quite good. I mean, it was different, and you don't really expect some of the things that you have to do on the day. But it was great to be on the other side of the camera and help out with the wardrobe department, with the actors and the extras on the Pacific. And that was coming down to the end of the production on the Pacific when I did that. But I did that for a couple of weeks, and that was in Melbourne, Victoria. Great location. And being the wardrobe assistant, I mean, of course, you're the assistant, so you don't actually get to tell people what to do. You're more so told what to do. But it was a great aspect of that production, and I wanted to give it a go, and I loved it.
So, do you think you do that sort of work on a regular basis, or were you more inclined to director, writer, that sort of thing?
Yeah, exactly. More to director, writer, and assistant director and actor, obviously. But I mean, if a wardrobe position came up on a good production, I would definitely give it a go. I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for a period piece. So,
okay, yeah.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
That is.
And that's really good to, kind of feather your resume too, where people look at it and they go, wow, this guy's done a lot of different things. We may not have a role for him, but you know what? We could use him in our, wardrobe department, a stunt guy, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's talk about a interesting project that you are the director and writer of that is Project Now, which is for a charity in Brisbane, and it's specifically for it's called Nurturing Our Women, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Go ahead and just tell everybody what it is, because when I saw this and I was like, this is really cool.
Definitely, and I appreciate you bringing it up. I mean, I was approached about a year ago to come on board with this one, and I was at that time just starting my own small production company myself, and this was our first project. And I mean, you can't really say no to something like this. I mean, it's for women, and it's to help and aid women in need. Women that are in need don't generally approach someone and ask for help. This centre in Brisbane does that. And, there's a lot of centres out there, which I didn't know until I met with the client. There's a lot of centres out there that help men, but not so much women. Wow. So they wanted to change that, and we're making this DVD to get that point across and to raise donations to build that centre to accommodate much more women.
Well, I've been a big proponent of Equality Now, which is the project here in the United States, for a long time. So anything that has to do with
that's really interesting.
Is very cool.
The fact that that they have all these drug rehabilitation or gambling rehabilitation centers for men, but none for women.
Not for women, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, just to give you a bit of a in-depth look at it, the centre they've got up there currently is for men, and they're using some of those beds for women, and there's a higher demand for women to be accommodated and to be helped than there is for men, if not equal. So this centre does really need to get built as soon as possible to accommodate those women, because they're just running out of space. It needs to be more equal than one or the other.
Wow. And that's a really cool project that, as for your especially for your first thing on your production company, that's a nice, not only is it a great, opportunity for you to get your work out there, but also just to say, look, we're helping people.
Exactly, and that's what it comes down to.
So I guess the question I have for this is that is this an oversight on the parts, or is this actually just some more of the inequality that still exists out there in the world?
Well, yeah, that's a pretty full-on question, and that is, it's a good question, exactly. I hope not just the done project now, but I hope, causes alike do raise that point and get the point across so people can actually pay attention. And if we see more of this on TV and, in the media and on the radio, it'll definitely get there, but it just really comes down to how much people will listen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And
Absolutely.
it's a good, and like I said, when I watched it, I was like, who would have guessed that there was no sort of center specifically for women, or even just a joined center like this?
It's it's that apathetic nature of society. I mean, we get so used to things being status quo and keeping the status quo that we forget that some of these things need to be revisited and looked at. So I applaud you for your efforts there.
Thank you. No, appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so Byron, what else you got coming up on your plate for, the near future for either your company or yourself as just in your own career as an actor, that sort of thing?
Yeah, sure. I just recently, in the past 2 weeks, directed a music video, which is my first music video, and that's for a local artist, Excel, who is a bit of an R&B hip-hop artist, and that's actually another production that's worthy of a good cause, because it's to aid cancer and to get that appeal across, and also to raise donations for cancer as well. Because, without going in depth, his mother's suffering from cancer at the moment. Ooh. And that song is dedicated to prove that point and to get that point across as well. And apart from that, in a few films coming out next year, one of them's Any Questions for Ben, which is an Aussie comedy with Rachel Taylor, and also Blood Money, which is a bit of an action flick.
Wow.
Very cool.
It sounds like you're a busy guy. Okay, Byron, we're running out of time, so let's tell people where they can find you and some of these projects that you're working on.
Sure. Currently on Terra Nova, as you know, and on imdb.com on the internet. And feel free to check me out on my own webpage, which is webs.com/Byron J. Brochmann. That way you can see all the work I'm doing in terms of in front of and behind camera, and, come on board and have a chat.
All right.
Excellent.
Sounds great. You can also follow him on Twitter, folks, so there you go.
And we'll have all those links on the website at sliceofsci-fi.com, of course.
Thanks a lot, Byron, for talking with us today.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure.
All right, we'll be back with more Slice of Sci-Fi right after this. Hey folks, you've been enjoying Slice of Sci-Fi in the audio version for many, many years now.
But Michael, we have a video version as well,
We do, and I tell you folks, if you have not been watching the sliceofsci-fi.tv, that's sliceofsci-fi.tv, go there now. You can see what you've been missing.
Mike, I don't know if that's necessarily a positive thing. Well, they have Sam. You're right.
That's true.
There's Sam and Michael and myself and Tim.
Crew.
Trouble, yes.
Performing analysis.
Hey, Slicer, Sean Members with more
news from Flight Test Land.
Lockheed Martin announced this week that the final production F-22 rolled off the line at Marietta, Georgia production plant right before Christmas. Don't worry, folks. Nobody lost their jobs for this, because Lockheed Martin has already reassigned all of its personnel to other programs and to the F-22 longevity program. As a part of this, Lockheed Martin is keeping the tooling used to create the F-22. Normally, when an aircraft goes out of production, the tooling is all destroyed to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, and copycats are made. Instead, Lockheed Martin is keeping the tooling in order to build replacement parts, since they see the F-22 flying for many, many years to come, and in the hopes that a B model using technologies incorporated into the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, Lightning II, will be produced in the next few years, should the need arise. So, F-22 stopped production, folks, but don't worry, nobody's losing their jobs, and they'll be flying for many, many years to come. Sean from Edwards out.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got a couple, 2 or 3 minutes here left. Anything you want to chat about? No. Don't we just shut it off?
Brian wants to snore.
Shut it down.
No, I mean, we've all caught up on our TV, I think, at this point, and we've been watching a lot of movies from the holiday season. Did anybody see Hugo, by the way?
I didn't. I thought about it, but I never got there.
No, I thought about it too, and I never got a chance to go see it. I didn't see the new Sherlock Holmes. Did anyone see that?
I liked it. The thing about the new Sherlock series, right, the previous one and this one, is they're not actual mysteries, right? So if you're a mystery fan like me and my family are, and you like that about Sherlock, it's not really, it's a Moriarty cat and mouse game,
right.
Action, right? So you just don't go expecting mystery, but if you like the first one, this one is just as good, if not better.
It's Batman in the 1800s.
It really is. I'll tell you what I was surprised that I loved was the new Mission Impossible.
Really?
I am not necessarily a Tom Cruise fan. I'm not a hater either, but But it's a really, really, really well done action movie.
Really?
There was a skyscraper scene that had me on the edge of my seat. It's Brad Bird, by the way, in what I believe is his first live action motion picture that he's directed. Huh. And so some of his sensibilities, I mean, it's just really good. I mean,
okay.
I was surprised. I would say it's the best since the first one.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to TV just for a second.
Sure.
I do want to talk a little bit about House and how House ended up.
I am super behind.
Really?
Yeah, I saw the first episode and then I'm behind.
I think I'm glad that it's going out. I'm really I like House. I really love House in a lot of the ways that they're doing things, but it's starting to kind of come around to repetition.
Is this the last season?
It is the last season.
They haven't said that for sure.
Well,
everybody assumes it may be, but they have not said for sure.
Okay. Well,
see, I'm really thinking if the last season of House, you have to kill him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Too, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Absolutely. He has to die of a drug overdose.
Something
or
like
something.
that. Yeah, I would like to see, if that happens, I would like to see Cuddy back for maybe the last episode or two.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of unresolved stuff there. If they could get Lisa Edelstein back, she's really good.
Noah and I talked about Sherlock, too, for the BBC version. So good. Caught that up. But that's on Netflix, too, dude.
Good.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah. Now,
it's worth seeing.
On my list.
I saw Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I liked it. I didn't love it like I loved the miniseries, but one of the bright spots was Benedict Cumberbatch as Peter Gwillem in that. He was a good Peter Gwillem. I love him as an actor.
Okay. Wow. Well, I think we've talked it all through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so we'll be back next week with more. Please.
Later on this week.
Feedback.
Right.
We've got some feedback coming your way.
Yeah, we always get something new in the pipe.
Some opinionating, bloviating.